Coming up on UCF Nightly News, it's an important holiday weekend for many in the UCF community. We'll tell you about an ROTC instructor recognized for valor during the time in the armed forces.
Plus, find out about another veteran and UCF alum who turned his passion to success through the lens of a camera.
And a little something sweet, we'll take you to a cupcake shop in Sanford operated by veterans.
Nightly News starts now. Good afternoon and welcome to this special edition of UCF Nightly News. I'm Eric Scott.
And I'm Leah Fernandez. Today is Friday, November 11th, 2016.
In honor of Veterans Day, we have dedicated the next half hour to the men and women who have served our country.
We're focusing on issues and topics affecting veterans right here at home.
The U.S. is home to 18.8 million veterans according to the U.S. Census Bureau. 1.5 million of those veterans live here in the state of Florida, and many of them attend or work at UCF. According to the Veterans Academic Resource Center, about 2.3% of UCF's student body this year is made up of veterans. That's more than 1,400 student veterans.
Veterans face unique challenges. In this half-hour special, we'll tell you about veterans' personal experiences and about efforts at UCF to make the transition to university life a bit easier. Here's a story from one UCF professor who told us about his hardest mission while serving our country.
Can't tell, but I've been through a lot.
ROTC instructor Javier Mackey found his ties to the Orlando community after the tragic ambush he and his crew faced in 2008.
That whole experience in Afghanistan, it's hard to describe. You'll never forget it.
An intense firefight broke out against more than 200 charging enemies.
It was very scary. If someone tells you they weren't scared, they're lying.
With bullets flying through the air, Mackey's captain, Robert Miller, took the ultimate sacrifice for his 12 men.
We lost Robbie that day, but, it was rough. That death forever. There's not a day I don't go by not thinking about him.
Now in command, Mackey had to make a hard decision.
We made several attempts to extract him from that area, but we were receiving too much gunfire.
With both of his leaders down, Mackey took initiative to protect his team, which earned him the Bronze Star with Valor.
That particular award means a lot because a lot of blood was shed for that.
And now Mackey feels at home, knowing his brother Miller was laid to rest close by.
I think it's a great opportunity to be here at UCF, because he is from Orlando and he's buried in Oviedo, so I feel truly blessed to be here.
With Sergeant Mackey's new role here at UCF, his mission is clear: help train the next generation of soldiers.
He's got so much experience and he's knowledgeable about the Army in every way, so it's really great having someone who, no matter what the topic is, he's probably done it or has been around it.
I look up to Sergeant Mackey a lot. He's a great friend. He's also a good mentor as well.
And for Mackey, knowing he's made a difference in students' lives is all the reassurance he needs.
Mackey says he feels UCF has welcomed him with open arms, though he still feels the effects from that fateful day.
For students, going to college after serving in the military takes some getting used to. We spoke with a new student who says UCF has helped him adjust. Many high school graduates deploy right out of graduation. What many don't know is just how hard the transition back to hitting the books can be. But at UCF, student veterans are finding ease in the transition thanks to both the ROTC instructors and other resources available to them. And for 7-year veteran John Lowe, the adjustment's been smooth.
So having the services that UCF provides, with the Veteran Center or even the cadre at the ROTC program really helps smooth the whole transition out for the veteran.
Lowe says meeting those with the same experience as him helped his transition into UCF. For more information on veterans resources, you can visit the Veterans Academic Resource Center by the CFE Arena.
UCF hosted a literary workshop for veterans designed to promote memory exploration through storytelling. At this workshop, veterans, faculty, and staff gathered to take the part in a variety of activities to share their memories and efforts to honor and remember their time in the war. This event is offered during the whole month of November as a collaboration between the UCF Veterans History Project, the Department of English Literary Arts, and the Veterans Academic Resource Center. According to the U.S. Bureau of Statistics, an issue connected to veterans is employment. In the U.S., 48.4% of veterans are employed, while in Florida alone, 46% of the residents' veterans have a job. On the other hand, American veterans who are unemployed are few, starting at 4.3%. Bringing it closer to home, Florida veteran unemployment comes in at 5.4%.
An issue veterans face when living with disabilities is finding employment outside of their service. Now, a UCF organization is working to help those veterans overcome this problem. The Veterans Academic Resource Center held a discussion regarding disabled veterans and employment. The meeting provided important information for those who are seeking jobs. Joshua Johnson, the program coordinator at the VARC, explained the topics covered during the discussion.
Talk about when it's a good time to disclose to your employer about what types of disabilities that you might have, and then talk a little bit about the ADA requirements that go along with employment.
Both attendees and event coordinators also talked about the limitations of certain disabilities and the best way to confront them on the job. For more information, please visit the Veterans Academic Resource Center's homepage.
Readjusting to civilian life and work can be a difficult step after serving in the military. Reporter Talia Blake attended a Veterans Career Fair to see how UCF is helping vets find work again.
I'm going to stop until I find me a good job, period.
Veterans like Norbert Baker know it's not an easy task to re-enter the workforce after years of service.
Military life is different from civilian life, obviously, but I like to be in the Air Force, you know, and getting out was a big shock to me.
Veteran Tom Hiebert joined ADP right out of the Army to start a veterans hiring program. He says it's important to find a company that fits.
When I talk to veterans, I talk to them about that find a place to work that you feel comfortable in, that the environment is something that works for you, and our company, I just think it really fits.
According to the U.S. Department of Labor, veteran unemployment has remained the same over the last year. Recruiter Charity Thalaker attempted to fix this with a new hire at the fair.
When I said, thank you so much for doing service to our country, and he said, if you really want to thank me, you would give me a job. And I just found that witty and amazing.
New hire UCF vet John Bauer advises veterans to remember to stay humble.
There is that chip on the shoulder. I've climbed the ranks in the military, I should jump right in at this level, but that's not always the case. Just like those skills aren't directly transferable, there's some supporting skills that make you better at a job than maybe someone else might be.
Norbert Baker says he was proud to serve his country and he will find his job. Reporting in Orlando, Talia Blake, UCF Nightly News.
For any student veterans looking for any resources and tools accessible to you on campus, visit the Veterans Academic Resource Center located near the CFE Arena.
ADP arrived at UCF to inform veterans about possible job opportunities within its company. UCF veterans attended the event where they were informed about positions and opportunities for growth at ADP. Vets were given the chance to speak with ADP employees, share their backgrounds, and learn about job openings for all veterans. ADP employee Lena Pabon says explaining the job opportunities and bringing veterans on board is a key element to the company's goals.
Important for us, as you could hear in there, for us to hire veterans to be able to give back to this population and to be able to, help them once they get back.
ADP has over 650,000 clients and over 56,000 employees, allowing room for growth and employment for UCF veterans. The company proudly employs veterans worldwide through multiple workshops and events. UCF Card Services is taking an extra step to recognize our student veterans. Students who served or currently serve in the armed forces can get a brand new ID. The new ID has a veteran's logo on the bottom right corner. The logo includes 3 stars with the word veteran. With the updated IDs, veterans can get special discounts on campus. The effort is a partnership between Card Services and the Veterans Academic Resource Center. They encourage all student veterans to stop by for an ID makeover.
UCF continues to show their appreciation to our student veterans through even the smallest discounts. From food to printer copies, UCF has you covered when you flash your veteran student ID. Whether you are over by the CFE Arena or under the breezeway, a discount isn't too far away. From free drinks with a purchase at Burger U to 15% off printing at the Spot, student veterans like Daniel Rosa appreciate these money savers.
I think it's pretty cool that they show their support to the military by providing discounts throughout campus. It's nice to know that they care.
Subway will slap together any 6-inch or foot-long for 10% off. Then drop by the CFE Federal Credit Union to get $50 when you open a new checking account. But if you're getting thirsty or even a sweet tooth, Dunkin' Donuts will hook you up with 15% off your entire purchase. Up next, find out how UCF is helping combat the issue of veterans with disabilities.
Plus, a UCF professor is battling cancer after being exposed to a harmful chemical while serving in the Vietnam War. We'll tell you how his fight to battle cancer is inspiring the UCF community.
Many veterans have to live with lifelong health problems or disabilities when they come back home from war. The American Psychological Association reports of the 1.7 million veterans who served in Iraq or Afghanistan, 20% suffer from PTSD and 7.1% suffer from substance abuse disorder. Female veterans are more likely to suffer from mental health illnesses than men, and 40% of veterans who come back from war seek help from mental issues. UCF offers special seminars for veterans who live with disabilities. Seminars like the Disabled Student and Veterans Panel explain the issue of equality of disability students and veterans. These seminars emphasize the inclusion of the best way to help disabled students thrive at UCF. Organizers hope everyone can see the value in offering the same opportunities to those who would otherwise not have them at all.
The Vietnam War ended in 1975, but one UCF professor has had to live with its after effects for decades. Nightly News reporter Samantha McCollum tells us about a professor whose fight for life inspires students.
Associate Professor Bradley Braun has been teaching at the University of Central Florida for over 30 years. Looking at him, you may see just a normal college professor, but what many do not know is that he has been fighting wars for decades.
And I just finished my first round of chemotherapy on the bladder cancer because the surgery itself didn't work.
Braun has battled 4 types of cancers in his lifetime, most recently bladder cancer. He says his doctors believe it all started during the Vietnam War. While serving in Vietnam, Braun was exposed to the herbicide Agent Orange, used to deforest the jungle.
I was already a disabled combat service veteran, so that they were actually on the lookout for all of this. So the one good thing is it's all been caught very early.
About 4,000 students take classes with Braun each year, such as UCF junior Cynthia Sundin.
He does have an inspiring side to him because throughout all the cancer, he's not stopping.
Braun has the same message for everyone he meets.
No matter what happens, you never give up. I mean, failure is part of life. Challenges are part of life. What you do when you're faced with adversity tells you a lot about your character, and I don't give up.
And those aren't just words.
I think it's really inspiring. It makes me want to go to class because if he can get up and go to work, then I can get up early and go to class with nothing wrong with me.
Leading his students by example. In Orlando, Samantha McCullum, UCF Nightly News.
Professor Braun has been absent from class for a few weeks while now he battles bladder cancer. The UCF community is keeping him in our thoughts.
Coming up, a new memorial in the library is honoring veterans at UCF.
Plus, horse therapy is giving one Air Force veteran a chance to overcome his challenges after serving our country.
And we'll tell you about a special trend shining a light on our veterans.
To help them.
Given stepfather Henry Nazinski says it's
VARC is hosting their first annual Wall of Honor to salute veterans on the UCF campus throughout the entire month. Now, as UCF students enter the library, they are greeted by a wall that pays tribute to UCF veterans for their years of service and dedication to the U.S. VARC partnered with the UCF Community Veterans History Project to showcase individual profiles of military experiences of UCF Knights. The wall serves as a way to make their stories our stories.
That they sacrificed a lot for our country, and sometimes their work goes unnoticed. So it's just really, one day out of the year where we can really honor those that really sacrificed and fought for our country.
The Wall of Honor will be on display during the whole month of November. For a listing of other veterans events and tributes, be sure to visit VARC at Knights Plaza or visit www.varc.ucf.edu.
Returning from the battlefield can bring many challenges, but one Air Force veteran is able to overcome them by forging a bond with a horse. Reporter Barmel Lyons has more on the story.
Halters, name tags, horses. Freedom Ride, a nonprofit organization, turns Air Force veteran Josh Given's life around for the better. Executive Director Marianne Gray says the Veterans Therapy Program made a difference.
A lot of the veterans suffered from head trauma,
and it was just a real treat to be able to help them.
Given stepfather Henry Nazinski says it's almost like Josh was crying out for help.
I remember when Josh came back from the military, how confused he was, looking for help, almost crying for help.
The civilian world made him feel trapped.
Most of the time, not even out of my room. I would just be in my little man cave hole, and it totally flipped me around because I wasn't communicating with anyone.
With equine therapy, horses act like mirrors for emotion, forcing people to address them. Equine therapists say that veterans can lower emotional stress by petting and building a bond with the animal. Rusty is the horse Josh bonded with, the horse that helped him get his life back. In Orlando, Barmel Lyons, UCF Nightly News.
Right now, Freedom Ride is helping children and adults push past disability with therapeutic horseback riding. Freedom Ride no longer has a military equine therapy program, but in the future hopes to receive another private grant to restart it. For more information, visit www.freedomride.com.
Green Light a Vet is a new campaign shining a green light on support for veterans throughout the nation. Desiree Montilla is in the quad right now to explain how you can get involved in the campaign.
Thank you, Eric. The Green Light a Vet campaign gives an opportunity for people to show their glowing support for veterans nationwide. People can show their support by changing one visible light in their house to a green light. Now, according to the campaign, the color green represents hope, renewal, and well-being. The green light shows a commitment to give veterans a chance to move forward as valued members of our community. Now, according to the map, there are more than 3 million supporters sharing their green lights across the nation. Now, once you get your green light, you can map your light on the locator here online. All you need to do is click on Mark Your Light, put in your zip code, and see your green light illuminate on the map. Other ways you can show your support is sharing your light on social media with the hashtag GreenLightAvet. For more information on the campaign, you can visit greenlightavet.com. Now back to you, Eric.
Thank you, Desiree. Coming up on Nightly News, the VARC helps one student seize an opportunity to turn his passion into a career.
Plus, we'll tell you how a family of veterans started their cupcake shop in downtown Sanford. UCF graduate has turned his passion for photography into a career with Art-Born magazine. Reporter Barmel Lyons has the story of how this Navy veteran found success behind the lens.
Jason Fronczek, a Navy veteran and UCF graduate, is now the senior photographer and lead graphic designer of Art-Born magazine.
Jason Fronczek believes that the lens can be used for capturing the full experience of the arts.
With the help of the Veterans Academic Resource Center, Jason turned his passion for photography into a career. Lorine Cisch-Taylor, coordinator of VARC Support Services, provided Jason with resources to juggle school and family.
He made a decision somewhere along the way, and I could see it in his, in the way that he presented himself, that he was going to do this, and he was going to get through all of these things, and he was going to get to that next thing.
Jason's friend of 12 years, Pierre, says the VARC was his support system.
Provides a camaraderie that does boost your confidence. It lets you know that there are others like you going through the struggle, and that there's somebody there for you. And that's exactly what the military service is like, that gives you the ingrained impression on you're not alone. You're never alone.
Jason hopes that sharing his experience will inspire other veterans to know that they can do it too.
Remember boot camp. You made it through that. That was my fall to mantra for everything. I just remembered how it was in boot camp, and that I survived that with people yelling at me and just having to endure arduous task after task after task, and passing after passing after passing every obstacle. That nothing is impossible, that you made it through that, you made it through your time in service. How can school with a bunch of 20-somethings be harder?
The next issue of Art-Born magazine will be distributed throughout the month of November. In Orlando, Barmel Lyons, UCF Nightly News.
Jason Fronczek is only one of the many students who have been positively affected by VARC. If you want to learn about how you can be a part of this campus veteran family, go to varc.sdes.ucf.edu.
A UCF veteran in downtown Sanford is serving something sweet to fulfill a family dream. Maddie's Delectable Desserts, owned and operated by the Bernard family, was inspired by a cake that owner Peter Bernard couldn't get enough of. Maddie's rolls out of dozens of delectable desserts daily, and each flavor has a unique name voted on by Bernard, his wife, and 9 children. Bernard hopes to expand the sweet spot into a restaurant in the near future, making Maddie's a go-to spot any time of the day. That's our time for right now. Thank you for joining us. Remember, you can always keep up with us during the week on our website, nightlynews.ucf.edu.
And if you've got a story idea you want us to know about, send it our way. You can reach us at nightlynews@ucf.edu. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.